All right, everybody, welcome in. This is going to be another Stormgate cast, and we have a special treat here today because we have two of the strongest players in the game. This in the blue here, you can see already, this is Andreas. And his opponent in this match, one of the strongest vanguards out there, this is Dopamine. We're going to watch these two play it out here on Isle of Dread, but also on patch 0.4.2. This is so fresh for me that I haven't even sort of internalized all the changes that have occurred. Most of the changes, though, have been changes to the Infernal faction. The Brutes got a nerf, a couple of nerfs as well-deserved nerfs. Damage nerf, and some nerfs to their charge ability, which was definitely overtuned. You see Andreas putting down a second effigy there, permanent effigy. And yeah, so brute changes on board for this patch. No Gaunt changes. Some folks thought there might need to be some buffs to Gaunt, maybe to make them viable. I mean, I understood the argument, but I don't know if I agreed with it. And we'll see how these new brutes are faring in the current meta. We'll see even how this meta is going to change maybe for these two. These two often are meta definers, being at the top of both of these factions on the leaderboard. So we'll see what they bring to us. So far, Andreas is going for the Phantom opening. He didn't pop another effigy here, but here comes the dog from Dopamine. Very brave dog, actually. Did manage to get away. Just a lot of units there. And we have, what's this, racks number 3, 4, and 5. We have the Biokinetics lab all on the way, or sorry, already with Quick Draw Hustle on the way. A single Lancer out, but we got Exos queued up. Exos. It's an Exo play to open up here for Dopamine. And Andreas here popping a third shrine. In comes a puppy dog who's gonna just capture the speed camp. This shrine's up. Imps pop out. Ooh, fourth shrine. So Andreas, what has he got? He's pumped out 3 rounds of Gaunts, as well as it looks like 3 rounds of Brutes. So he has been continuing with his army production, but he's on his 4th brace already at the 3-minute mark. I think that's a little fast, although the economy has been really fast so far. You can see he hasn't really got these other bases saturated yet. We've got 1 here with 4 on Therium. And yeah, so he's definitely going for an eco play. While also aggressively creeping. Already creeped 4 camps. And Dopamine has got that Exo army together now and is out creeping as well. And we could have an encounter here. Dopamine walks right by, gets on top of some Gaunts, does get a Gaunt for his efforts, also a creep, but is chasing the units down. Would rather engage the units, it looks like. But no, decides to turn back and finish off this creep camp. That really worked out in Dopamine's favor, to be honest, as all that really happened there was Andreas did a little bit of tanking of those creeps, and then maybe put some DPS on them too, and then just had to run away. And lost a Gaunt or 2 on the way too. So, good little harass, and Dopamine doing a little sort of stutter step through the base to snipe a couple imps, and going for this farm too. We do see a Weaver out. Effigy pops. And ooh, Nightfall Infestation dodged with half the units, and a couple of promotes going down to make those lead Lancers a little more tanky. A little more staying power. They're going to go steal this health camp. And that's definitely going to tell Andreas where he's at. But Andreas is staying back for the moment. The scout leading the charge. And a lone lancer over here trying to regroup with the rest of the army. And here we go. We're finally getting an engage here. I don't know if there's enough exos here to get the kind of damage done that he wants to do. There's just a lot of units here for Andreas. And with those weavers on top, they can, of course, grab some lashes, but also putting down that percent damage. They're doing a pretty good job. And look at how many phantoms have appeared. And phantoms also got a little nerf in this most recent patch. I think their hit points dropped down by 10. This weaver might get picked off, and there's reinforcing exos have made this force at least have staying power, and it looks like it's going to rotate around to the 4th, or now there's the 5th base too, because why not, right? Why are all these imps long distance mining? That part didn't make sense. Here they come back in, looking to do damage. Right now they are wasting their DPS on Fellhogs. If instead you come in and you just target fire the farms down, the Fellhogs die for free. And nice little harass again. Killing a couple farms. And Andreas just trying to make him pay for that. Gets a couple exos. And Dopamine wants Andreas to chase him. So he can start doing that quick draw hustle stutter step. But Andreas knows, no, I'm just going to stay back, stay on my shroud, get that regen going on my weavers. So Dopamine pulls back and adding some more frontlining lancers here. But have we... I don't see any med techs being added or anything else yet. Anything else? Oh, we got a bunch of mech bays. 3 mech bays here being added. So we are going to transition into some mech. Wonder what that means. Vulcans maybe? Atlases possibly? And again, Dopamine coming by. And going for a snipe. Needs to pull his units in a little bit so those back ranks of exos can be firing too. Looks like they haven't adjusted the volume mixer on those imps yet. Because that was still really loud. And now Dopamine's going to take this camp. So far this game, Dopamine's been the one who's trying to put the aggression on. And mostly Andreas has just been defending. Although at the moment he's chasing these units away. Dopamine grabbed a little strike force here and they're now moving in to go for this base. Well, these other units are just running their way home. And... okay, some of those units continue to chase. Oh, they were on a move. Is this base going to go down? Our first units are showing up to defend. But bye-bye base. And these units... oh yeah, I was going to say, are they just going to stay and fight? No, they're going to do their best to stutter step away. Maximize any damage they can do. And they did snipe a shrine. I am really liking how players are starting to split their armies more like that. In this case, I'm not sure it really worked out, and I think that's one reason why players don't do that as much. The death ball tends to be the safest play. It would be great to see if Frost Giant's able to really make it so those 2-prong, 3-prong, 4-prong attacks are viable, not just viable, but maybe valuable. Here we have the Brute versus Lancer. Which shall win? Oh, it's the Brute if you get a stun charge in. And now we have Andreas moving forward. And he's got a pretty big looking army here. Certainly in terms of just volume, but also in terms of supply. And look at how he sort of split his units into different groups as well. Trying to get a concave. Now these big trees here in the middle make it kind of hard to get a real nice concave. But those mags are right there, and they could do something about that. Well, not this guy. We saw a lash there. I wonder if that was a misclick, because it looked like he might have been lashing on the Magmadons. Magmadon's actually getting on top. We see system shocks going off. A lot of brutes on the front line going down. There's a lot of Vulcans have actually taken damage. Is that a new graphics effect on that Vulcan? There's something going on there that's different. Oh, it's the Nanoswarm, I think. And it's just a massive brute, I guess. It's kind of hard to make out some of those units there, but yeah, that wall of brutes just kept pushing forward. But the Exos, it looks like, were enough to chase them back for now. The brutes wanted a better surround, or at least more surface area to work with. And Dopamine chose to give him that by pushing forward there. And still trying to chase into these army. Andreas now pushing into the third base. Just saying, maybe I can go for your army. Maybe instead of your army, rather, I can go for some actual damage. These reinforcements here are being picked off by Dopamine, but in order to do that, he's had to sacrifice a base and maybe another one now. So this base is going to go down. Now, what are these units doing? They're trying to chase the reinforcements back across the map. I don't know what that's going to get us, other than maybe a base race situation. And now Andreas is moving back. So Dopamine has pulled back to his side of the map, and it looks like he's preparing for that final defense. But this army of Dopamine is smaller than even some of these smaller sub-armies that Andreas has pulled off. It's looking a lot like these brutes are still doing pretty good. We have Medtechs and Vulcans added. I wonder if this transition was just a little too late for Dopamine. Because now we're going to see this massive army come down upon them. There's so many brutes. There's a lot of brutes in the back that are not being able to get on top of anyone right now. But it's not even really mattering, as the front line of Dopamine is peeling away. There are some servos there, but that's going to be GG from Dopamine.